Good morning, boys and girls. I hope you're doing well today. I miss all of you so much. I wanted to share with you today a story. It's called The Parable of the Lily by Liz Curtis Higgs. One wintry day, the farmer's young daughter shuffled through the snow, headed for the mailbox at the end of the lane. Brr, it was cold. She peered inside the mailbox and found a small white envelope. Surprise, it was addressed to her. Dear Maggie, this letter began, I'm sending a very special gift for you. Just look for it soon. Maggie loved getting presents, especially a gift so mysterious as this one. When would it come? Who was it from? And what would it be? In James 1:17 it says, every perfect gift is from God. The farmer's daughter waited and waited, and some days patiently and some days not so patiently. Then one very ordinary day, a box appeared on her doorstep, and the gift had arrived. The farmer watched as his daughter excitedly tore into the wrapping paper. He was eager to see what she thought of the present, but Maggie didn't say a word. She just stared at the small wooden, turn this way a little bit. She stared at the small wooden box full of dirt. Dirt was not all that she wanted. What did she hope for? This was not it. There was nothing in his appearance to make us desire him. Isaiah 53, verse 2. Poking out of the soil was a small piece of paper that told Maggie how to care for her gift. It said, hide in a cool, dark place, water is needed, and when spring comes, bring into the light. Then she knew it must be a growing thing, like a bulb that would someday bloom into a plant. In Isaiah 53:2, it says, he grew up like a small plant before the Lord. He was like a root growing in dry land. Oh dear, how long-awaited gift. It wasn't a toy or a doll or a game after all. The farmer could see that his daughter was very disappointed. His heart grew sad because the gift was from him. For God so loved the world so much that he gave his one and only son. And you guys know that verse, John 3:16. With a sigh, Maggie carried the wooden box down the steps into the dark corner of the cellar and left it there on a shelf. Sometimes she remembered to water it, but most of the time she just plain forgot about it. In Isaiah 53, it says, he had no special beauty or form to make us notice him. The farmer did not forget. He just waited and watched. 1 Corinthians 4:5. Wait until the Lord comes. He will bring to light things that are now hidden in the darkness. Spring came at last, and the air was warmer, and the gray skies had melted into robin's eggs were blue. What a welcome sight the sun was. It was time for the farmer to hoe his garden, getting the soil ready for the seeds that he had filled in his pocket. In Isaiah 61:11, it says, in the same way, the Lord God will make grow what is right. Maggie wanted to help, so she marched down to the cellar steps to get her own Maggie-sized gardening tools, and that's when it happened. Searching for her toolbox in the darkest corner of the cellar, Maggie knocked the forgotten crate of dirt off the shelf. Crash! The crate splintered into pieces. Soil was everywhere, and the flower bulb that rolled to her feet showing no signs of life. John 12:24, I tell you the truth, a seed must fall to the ground and die. Then it makes many seeds. What a mess. Maggie was mad at the box and even madder at herself. She swept up the dirt and threw away the broken box, grumbling under her breath. Isaiah 53:3. He was hated and rejected by people. People would not even look at him. And that ugly old flower bulb, she tossed it right out the cellar door, never to think about it again. Until, what do you think is going to happen? Maggie woke up earlier than usual on Easter morning. A warm breeze blew through her bedroom window, and the chirping birds seemed to call her name. Luke 24:1 says, very early on the first day of the week, the woman came. Still dressed in her nightgown, Maggie tiptoed out into the garden. She was hoping to find some daffodils or tulips to decorate the table for Easter breakfast. That's when she saw it. The loveliest lily that God had ever made was blooming on the edge of the farmer's flower garden. In 2 Corinthians 9:15 it says, "Thanks be to God for his gift that is too wonderful to explain." Its white petals unfolded like a trumpet, its leaves were green with new life, and its scent was as fragrant as the most expensive perfume. Matthew 6:29. But I tell you that even Solomon with his riches was not dressed as beautifully as one of these flowers. Maggie knew all at once what had happened. She didn't know whether to laugh or to cry or to shout with joy. So Maggie did all three at once. "Wake up, everyone, wake up and come and see. The gift is alive." Matthew 28, verse 8. They were afraid, but they were also very happy. They ran to tell what had happened. Her family hurried out to the garden, and they couldn't believe their eyes. So much beauty from such an ugly box of dirt. Isaiah 33:17. Your eyes will see the King in his beauty. Maggie noticed the farmer standing in the doorway, quietly watching. His smile gave away his secret. "Father, it was you who gave me the lily," Maggie squealed with delight. Suddenly, her little girl smile began to fade. Oh dear, she'd thrown away her father's gift without so much as a thank you. How that must have hurt him. In Isaiah 53:4 it says, "But he took our suffering on him and felt our pain for us." "I'm so sorry, Daddy," she said, putting her little arms around his big waist. "Will you forgive me?" "Oh, my child," Farmer whispered, hugging her tight. "That's what Easter is all about." 1 John 4:9. This is how God showed his love to us. He sent his only Son into the world to give us life through him. Boys and girls, that story is what it's all about. God loved us so much that he sent his Son. And as we celebrate on Easter, that he is risen from the dead, I want you to remember that. And he forgives and he loves each and every one of us. Have a good day.